In fact, iAccelerator is gearing up for their next batch, so you can log on to their website for more details. Time for us then to move on to that section of the show where we bring you up to speed with all the news in the startup world. It's over to Davina Munro for our Newswheel.
That's right, Tanya. Time for the Newswheel now on the show. So it's been an action-packed week in the world of startups with Facebook and Amazon making news across the globe. Let's find out more on that development. Well, let's start with the big news from India, and that's of course Amazon.com, the bigwig of e-commerce, finally making its entry into the Asian subcontinent. Now, they will be entering the market as Junglee.com, which is a price comparison portal, and this move certainly has surprised analysts and investors from all across the country. Well, I have with me today Bharti Jacob, the MD of Seed Fund, on the show. Bharti, welcome. Tell us, Bharti, what do you think Amazon was thinking when they used this strategy to move into India? Why do you think they did that?
I suspect one could be a regulatory issue. I'm not sure how the FDI in retail would apply to an Amazon.in. The second could be the logistics in India. It perhaps takes a while to build. This perhaps is their way to try and test the market. Is there enough sufficient demand? Is there enough internet consumers who will shop? And what better way to do build traffic for themselves than by showing a comparison of different price points at different sites, online and offline.
Well, that's actually a very interesting observation there, Bharti, and let's just hope that this move that Amazon has made will accelerate the growth of e-commerce in India. Now let's take a look at some other news happening around the country. Bangalore-based VentureNet.com has been funded by Ojas Ventures. Now VentureNet provides two types of digital radio services. One is called Spot Radio, which is an in-store radio service, and the other is called Radio Wala, which is again a digital radio service for the internet but built specifically for the mobile platform and other digital platforms. Joining me now is Anil Srivatsa, the co-founder of VentureNet.com. Anil, welcome to the show.
Thanks Davina.
Tell us, Anil, digital radio for retailers, quite an interesting concept. How do you plan to deploy these funds?
So this round of funding is pretty much going to go into building the infrastructure. And if you actually look at it, our products, Spot Radio and Radio Wala, are just the same, except the recipients. One is an enterprise solution, one is a consumer solution, and someday the two are going to meet. So therefore they're actually one product, but serving two different needs. So in a sense, the funds are going to go to build infrastructure, build a team.
And finally, the big international news which has the world buzzing, and that's of course the social networking giant Facebook finally filing for its IPO. Now after 8 long years, Mark Zuckerberg is looking at raising $5 billion through its maiden public offering, and this should take the company's valuation between $75 and $100 billion. This could also mean a lot of money for smaller organizations and companies that make money via Facebook. So a lot of hoopla really surrounding the stock's big debut, and let's just hope that the first trading session lives up to all the hype. Well, the startup ecosystem certainly is boiling with a lot of activity, and I wish I could bring you more, but that's all we have time for today. Stay tuned, because remember, if there's a startup that's making news, it's on the Newswheel.
With that, we wrap it up here on the show this week. But go ahead and write into us with your business plan. And who knows, you could well be featured here on the show. You can send us an SMS or find us on Facebook as well. We'll say goodbye. But before we go, as we say every week, remember, there's never a better time than now to go out there and start up.